Well, good morning. I know that many people are tired of the traditional church because they feel like it's not addressing the issues. Um, because some people are getting their sermons offline and not really dealing with the issues that are being faced by their congregation. And I'm not here to try to criticize anyone. I'm just here to do an assignment that God has given me. I know that when you say you're going to yield to God, many times you will experience backlash. I know that when you live godly, I know you will suffer persecution. So, I was talking to a saint on yesterday, and, he was just saying you just have to make a stance for God. And so that's what I am trying to do. I know I've been um, dealing with a lot of issues myself. So when I come before you, I'm not coming before you as if I have everything together because I'm under attack, just like any other Christian is under attack. Because the enemy just wants you to take down because it's not but a few people that's really standing. And it says that before Jesus comes back, there's going to be a great falling away. So that's why people are being offended. And the Bible says that offenses have to come, but woe to the person through whom it comes, because it would be better for that man to tie a millstone and cast himself around his neck and cast him into the sea than to offend people who believe in the Lord. And that is simply what's going on. I know when my I read this Bible story about the Tower of Babel. It says in Ecclesiastes that there's nothing new under the sun. So people are exalting technology, and they're exalting men's wisdom and knowledge above the knowledge of God. And so what is happening is that, in Romans it says that when people knew God, they glorified him not as God. So they didn't choose to retain God in their knowledge. So God had to give them over to the reprobate mind. So, Shatakabohosa, Sitiliobohosa, God hide. Just say Kalalabasiti God, I surrender. Just say Kalalabositi save, son, God. Make a man a heart, God. Just so Kandalabositi God. And I talked in one of these videos about the mountains of influence, the 7 mountains of influence. And this is how the enemy is coming in, to try to make people take down, to try to make people think that wrong is right and right is wrong. You have social media, you have sitcoms, you have um, the news, all these platforms are being used to promote lasciviousness and to promote perverseness. And people are just not. And it's just like a video game. If you play a video game constantly, you begin to undermine the value of human life, because you've seen human lives just, you've seen people be shot and they get up. So you don't really, you don't have a strong hold on reality, because you've been living your life, like in a virtual reality, which means, it's not real, but it's being portrayed as real. And see, all of these things, these strategies have been used just to turn people away from God. And like, it makes you, if you had to look at the news, of course you would be discouraged because the world is in turmoil. It is Sataposha. Ooh, Shandalaboko Satarabasiti Alabahosa, the Lord. Ooh, Jasatarabasiti Alabahosa Tarabasitia. Ooh, Shatekadi Alabositi, God, He healed my heart. Because, you just look at, I was just, oh Lord, looking the other day, and this lady, was involved in a standoff, and she was 8 months pregnant. And for the past 2 or 3 days, I've just been thinking about her, just thinking about that she didn't realize that the relationship she was in was going to cost her life. And oh, just maha, just last. And then like you hear about the Uber driver or the Lyft driver that delivered a young man to the wrong apartment and he lost his life. You read about the lady who got in a car that she thought was Uber and she was found dead the next day. I was just reading God, about the same-sex couple that had adopted 6 children and they committed suicide. I mean, it's just like the world is just it's just going crazy almost. It says in the last days, perilous times shall come. And it says evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. So, I mean, the only hope that I can see is in Jesus. And the devil tries his best to take your prayer. Sure, he tried to take your prayer life from you, because he realized that there is power in prayer. So it's just so much going on. And I just came on, because I was thinking about the words of my friend that said, you just have to make a stand for God. And that is what I want to do today. Pray my strength in the Lord.